It's May 2024, and you are probably wondering what is going on in the real estate world. We are going to talk about national trends, interest rates, and what I am currently seeing in the market as a full-time realtor who's involved in the real estate world all day, every day. Let's start off with inventory supply in the market. Now, what do I mean by that? Basically what this means is how long would it take the existing listed homes to sell based on how many buyers are currently in the market. Right now, we're looking at having about a 3.2 month supply of inventory. Now, I really think the best way to actually understand that number is to look at some historical comparisons. Over the last 5 years, the lowest this number reached was 1.6 in January of 2022. Back in the spring of 2021, when the crazy real estate market and COVID was in full spring, that number hovered around 2.3. So what does this mean? What can we deduce from these numbers? So I would explain it as we're in a healthier real estate market than we have been in the last few years, though it is definitely still a seller's market. It's just not quite as an intense and competitive seller's market as we've seen since roughly 2020. Interest rates have been a major topic over the last few years. Right now, we are hovering around a 7.3 for the national average interest rate, and that's for a 30-year fixed loan. For comparison, in 2021, the average was 2.96. There is something that I think is really important for you to know about interest rates and to understand. I know that number 7 can be daunting. One of the main reasons that the housing market exploded in the way it did is because of the really low interest rates that we saw a few years ago. Low rates means it's more affordable to buy, your monthly payment's going to be lower, and that brought a lot more buyers into the market. At the time, and still now, we had pretty low inventory, which caused bidding wars because there were way more buyers than there were houses for sale, right? A bidding war is what's going to drive up those prices. And once they reach a certain point, they're just going to keep continuing to climb after that when the interest rates stay low and the inventory stays low. So this sort of brings us to our next topic of what I am seeing in the market. One of the most common things that I am seeing right now is buyers are watching the interest rates very closely. So if you are someone who's planning to buy a home soon, but you're waiting for the interest rates to lower, I strongly caution you against using this method. There are literally thousands of other buyers who are doing the same thing. Now, I never recommend spending more than you're comfortable with. I think it's extremely important when you buy a home to do so at a comfort level that is accessible to you and makes you happy, right? But there are ways to lower your interest rate that you can do now without having to wait, and there's strategies that you can use to get a good deal. At the end of the day, don't let the number 7 scare you into waiting, because most likely that's going to cost you in the long run. So what else am I seeing in the market? Let's talk about sellers a little bit. What I'm really seeing for sellers right now is it is so important to correctly price your home when you're listing it for sale. Keyword, correctly. The days of asking for whatever number you wanted are gone. From what I'm seeing, overpricing a home is going to lead to it sitting on the market. The reason for this is most buyers are still assuming that they're not going to be able to get a property under asking, right? They see a property listed for sale, and many buyers think that regardless of that price, it's likely going to sell for that much, if not higher. So if you overprice, the house is unlikely to sell quickly because you're actually pushing away buyers who would otherwise be perfect for the home. And after a time, when this house has been sitting on the market, buyers are going to start to think there's something wrong with it because it hasn't sold. Pricing correctly is really the best way to get a bidding war and to actually get the most money for your house. Lastly, I am seeing a lot of people that have some pretty serious fears over what's going to happen in the housing market this year due to it being an election year. My best advice for this is to start planning right now. Reach out to a real estate professional, talk about your needs, your goals, and your timeline, and get ahead of any negative things that are going to come down the road, any big rush if those interest rates go down. Really, whether you're a buyer or a seller, it's just always in your best interest to start planning early. Nobody knows what the future is going to bring, but if you're prepared for it, regardless of what happens, you're going to be better suited to handle it. I hope this was helpful. If you have any other topics that you want me to discuss next month for the market update or in another video, please comment and let me know. As always, feel free to send me a message. Check out my website, realestatewithhunter.com. If you're looking to buy or sell in New Hampshire, Maine, or Massachusetts, I am taking on new clients and I am always happy to help. Have a good one. Thanks for watching.